For the longest time, fans of Bethesda and Fallout have been speculating that Todd Howard and Bethesda Game Studios have always hated Fallout New Vegas and Obsidian, the company that created it. And now, after almost 16 years of deliberation, we finally have some evidence that may truly put this debate to rest. And needless to say, no one's going to be really surprised about this too much. Because the speculation has always been that Todd Howard absolutely despised Obsidian for the simple reason that they made a game in less than a year that was better than they have ever delivered. Because Fallout New Vegas is considered by many the golden standard of role-playing action games and the gold standard of what a Fallout game should be like, including myself. I absolutely love the game, it's amazing. And needless to say, Todd Howard, who previously considered Fallout 3 to be his grand jewel of the desert, well, got outdone by a studio in less than an hour. In fact, this goes so deep that people initially speculated when Fallout New Vegas came out that Bethesda contacted Metacritic and made them give it a score below 85 because at 80, if there was an agreement, if Obsidian garnered an average of a 85 on all the critic sites, that they would be receiving a bonus, which never ended up happening because they were 1 point short, if you can imagine this. And it is absolute insanity. And from that point onward, things just got more wilder. And I think it's obvious. I think it's obviously obvious that Todd Howard absolutely despises Fallout New Vegas. And I think it's obvious why. Again, his great legacy, his best game, the best Bethesda game is made by a studio that's not even Bethesda. And from that point on, they never allowed a studio outside of Bethesda to work on their franchises also. Which is, just more proof. The fact that Todd Howard literally, until this year, refused to ever talk or even say the words New Vegas, I think was the funniest thing ever. Because yes, he literally never answered questions about it, and he refused to even name it by name until this point when the Fallout TV show became a massive thing. And then obviously, since it became massive and since it's set near New Vegas, Todd Howard completely destroyed every piece of lore because he was consulted to what they are allowed to do with the lore. And the initial consultation with Todd Howard said that they are allowed to do with the TV show was very straightforward and simple. Leave it so it's ambiguous to what actual endings the games had and whatnot. Do not cement certain events in stone so they are up for grabs. Except New Vegas, of course, where every piece of lore has been destroyed. Every piece of lore has been destroyed in the show, and every faction has been absolutely put down on their knees. So there is no chance of a New Vegas 2 happening, because everything has been destroyed absolutely to the utmost to a realistic extent. And now, we have this interview with Chris Avellone. And this one's a big one, okay? We're gonna listen to it. According to Chris Avellone, Bethesda made a PowerPoint on everything Obsidian did wrong with the game. The absolute irony of Bethesda saying that you did something wrong with the best, most critically, and most beloved Fallout game in the franchise is absolutely wild. Let's listen to this.
When it comes to sales and reviews, it matters.
I'm being facetious, but yeah.
And also, Bethesda used review scores against us for the DLCs for why they didn't want to keep doing things with us anyway, even though they didn't want to do anything anyway. So whatever.
We should definitely talk about that.
It was fun. It was fun.
By the way, also, if you're wondering, previously, Chris Avalon's takes on this were a lot different, in fact. he did not say bad things about Bethesda. He was, I think, one of the people who said that the review score meant nothing and all of those things. And I think now the truth is coming out because of one simple reason. Bethesda is cooked. After Starfield, no one believes in it. Users, fans, players, gamers in general are completely against Bethesda. Bethesda is openly considered talentless at this point. And I'm one of the people leading the charge, baby. And people do not expect anything good from it. Currently, the most popular response to how excited are you for Elder Scrolls 6 is, well, if Bethesda doesn't make it, maybe I'm gonna buy it, but even then I'm not sure. It's probably gonna be trash anyway. People have given up hope on Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, anything. And Terran Armada just got released, and it is even worse than anything Bethesda has provided so far. It is absolutely bad. And needless to say, I have been saying this for a while. I think there is a chance that Todd Howard does get replaced by Microsoft, because at this point, Todd Howard means nothing. Todd Howard used to be the face of Bethesda. He still technically is, but now considering people are looking not with love and passion towards Bethesda, his role is greatly diminished. So it would not be surprising that Microsoft does get rid of him and replace him, because this would be the perfect part. And these people are now going to speak up a lot because Bethesda has no more power. And everyone's talking about everyone who has been associated over the years with Bethesda with a lot more favor than Bethesda itself. So this is why people like Chris Avellone are suddenly saying, oh yeah, Bethesda was garbage, because now he has the freedom to do so. He no longer is going to most likely suffer any sort of career reprimandations if he chooses to say that Bethesda is bad, because Bethesda has no pull.
They had a whole PowerPoint, not even about the DLC. They had a whole PowerPoint about all the things Obsidian did wrong, and we're like, wow! And they showed it to us, and we're like, okay,
that's absolutely wild.
This is hugely morale boosting. I thought we did a good product for you guys that kept Fallout public consciousness, but you guys don't seem very happy about it, despite the fact you reaped a lot of the rewards for it. So anyway, so there was that. So like my issue is just that I think that the vision for a survival horror experience.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is originally from this YouTube video. It's by TK's Mantis. This is why I don't recommend this, because this is one of the people who is just a Bethesda mouthpiece for the most part, and he has stated that, oh no, the Fallout TV show does not destroy lore. And being a shill means that you support the Fallout TV show because, well, you just want access and whatnot. And this is one of those situations. In any case, this is absolutely crazy. And here's just another fun one, which was by Kiwi Talks 3 weeks ago. They have a lot of Bethesda stuff on there, and this clip is absolutely amazing. This clip is where Bethesda devs are supposed to talk good about New Vegas, and I mean, just listen to what talking good about New Vegas means to these people.
How did you guys actually feel about Fallout New Vegas when it released? Because there's a bit of a narrative online, which I'm pretty sure is crap, that like Bethesda and Todd Howard didn't like the game or were angry at it for some reason.
I mean, I got the impression they were just busy and didn't want to be like totally hands-on. So I think it was mostly like hands-off, besides a few like major oversight things. And I know we like individual devs weren't talking to them and stuff because we were super busy.
Yeah. And I didn't work on Fallout 3. I was playing New Vegas when I was hired. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of feelings about it. I think, you know, I post a lot of Fallout content on my Instagram or on YouTube or what have you, and a lot of, you know, you always get those guys jumping out of the woodwork to be like, New Vegas is the best, Bethesda sucks, you know, and I'm kind of like, okay, like sure, like that's fine. You know, I think I initially felt a little bit like touchy about it because I was like, well, we made 90% of the art. We built the engine. We did all that stuff. We did it in a very limited window of time, and we like.
Yeah, this is effectively just the quintessential of a complete random dude. But even he feels pissed that New Vegas is hailed as this great thing, while, oh, but we made the assets for it. You know, this kind of attitude. So, needless to say, if a guy who worked on Fallout at that time when New Vegas came around, he has an opinion this negative of Fallout New Vegas and wants to remove all of its accolades and whatnot, imagine how Todd Howard feels, right? Imagine how good old Todd feels.
Put in all this effort, and they got to just work on the stories, right? Like all that. And so I felt like it's a little unfair that we're being judged on not having the storylines, blah, blah, blah. But with that said, actually, and as time has gone on, I'm like, honestly, Obsidian killed it. Like, I think they did a beautiful job, and I would love, and it did make me feel a little bit like sad that our design team could not envision the kind of, or at least maybe they just didn't have time or bandwidth. Like, they just didn't implement the same scale of really ambitious, huge arc, multi-choices kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it would have been cool to see more of that versus just like the completely separate faction thing.
The irony of saying this while you had Fallout 4 to do the same, you made 76, and you did none of these things. The irony.
Which didn't really have the same sort of ramifications, in Fallout 4. And I do think Vegas is a really good game, but it also does some things worse. Like, I think its dungeons and world design are not as good. So it's like from a right.
Yeah, you heard that right. New Vegas's design is worse than, yeah. It's worse, guys. What opinions?
From a design perspective, I think they did better, but I do not feel the same way about like their dungeons and stuff.
Yeah, we had a great level design team.
Dude, I mean, Fallout New Vegas has honestly some of the most memorable vaults. The Plant Vault, even technically the Fiend Vault, I guess, is like one of those things that you actually saw things happen, okay? The Boomers are technically tied to a vault also, I guess. And every other game has worse vaults than this. The best vault stories all pretty much come from Fallout and from Fallout New Vegas, I think. There are some that come from other games, but they're typically like this, oh, let's put a guy in with, I don't know, this and lasagna and see what he does. That's kind of it. Fallout New Vegas was tangible with its vaults.
With us, they also, and we should also say, they had a limited window of time to work. They were really, they were very pressed for time, an unfair amount of time, honestly.
Yeah, as you can see, they don't really want to talk about it too much, and when they talk, you can just feel that they're not happy with it. So, needless to say, I think we can call it finally. I think we can call it as it is, that Bethesda really did hate, and probably still does, New Vegas, and by extension, Todd even more. In any case, good stuff. Thank you for these things. Absolute great interview, I guess. 10 out of 10. Bye.